If you really want to fix the sagging rear end on your Honda Pilot, on your first generation Honda Pilot, that's from 2003 to 2008. This is the way to do it, is to replace the rear coil springs. The factory rear coil springs get weak over time, and there's a lot of weight in the back of the Honda Pilot. And so this is how to fix it. These are from Moog. Coil springs 81649 is the part number. I got them on Amazon. I'll give you the link below in the description for the link to Amazon so you can get these. They were pretty inexpensive, and it should make the rear of your Honda Pilot basically work like factory, like it was originally, or better. Guys, here's the old Honda Pilot coil spring here on the left hand side, and then here's the new Moog coil spring on the right hand side. You can see the coils are a little bit thicker on the Moog one, so that's where it's going to work better than the original one. Should give the rear end some more support. Here's what it looks like with the coil spring without in the Honda Pilot, without it in there. But I'm going to go ahead and install it, and then we'll see how things work out. Thanks for looking. Hey guys, I just finished replacing one of the coil springs, the right coil spring, on my Honda Pilot. This is the left side that has the original coil spring. And you can see we're at a ride height of 33 inches. So let's go over to the other side and see what the new coil spring did. So here's the side that I replaced the coil spring on, and I've already bounced the suspension around. I've bounced it up and down quite a bit to let the suspension settle a little bit. And the ride height on this side's a little less than 34 inches. So we've gained 3/4 of an inch by replacing the coil spring on one side. That tells you how bad, how sagging the other coil spring was. Thanks for looking. Alright guys, I'm done installing the Moog coil springs, and you can see in the back there the Gabriel shock. Taking the old coil springs out was really easy. Putting the Moog coil springs back in was a bit of a job. The Moog coil springs, are full height, not sagging like your old ones, so you lose a little bit of room when you're trying to put them in, because they're like, I don't know, an inch taller than the old sagging ones. Now let me come around the other side. I'll show you what the shock looks like. There's a Gabriel heavy-duty shock. Shocks are really easy to put in. That maybe takes, you probably could do both sides in an hour, maybe an hour and a half. The coil springs took me a little while longer. I'd say probably added an extra hour and a half to the total job, so probably 3 hours doing the coil springs and doing the Gabriel shocks also. I went ahead and replaced the perch, the rubber mounts, the mounts for the coil springs at the top and the bottom, and I also replaced, here, I'll come around to the other side. I also replaced the bump stop. I'll tell you, one of the little tricks is when you're putting the new coil spring in, don't have the bump stop attached. Have it loose down at the bottom of the perch. That makes it a lot easier to align the coil spring up here at the top, in the top perch. But yeah, so I replaced, can't really see it, but down there's a little rubber, thin little rubber mount, thin rubber gasket that goes down the bottom of the perch. I replaced that. I replaced the bump stop, and then I replaced the rubber mount at the top of the coil spring. All right, well, good luck with your job. And as far as ride height goes, originally the ride height was 33 inches. And so now it's 34 inches on the left-hand side. And then so 34 inches on this side too. So I gained a full inch in the rear from replacing the coil springs using the Moog coil springs and the Gabriel shocks. Pretty awesome. Thanks for looking.